RBC Meeting Place. We're very excited to be here today. Basically we have a very strong actually partnership with the Access as we share the same vision, value, and passion for the newcomer community, and we really value this partnership. So as Keisha mentioned, we have a very interesting topic today, which is facts you need to know about basic of banking in Canada. I was a newcomer myself, and I went through so many challenges, and I know that moving to a new country is a major life-changing event, right? So there's so much to learn, so much to do. So that's why we are here today, to provide you some tips and guidance to help you get the better understanding of Canadian banking system. We also have Ria Ragveer, our banking advisor, on the line. She will be presenting with me today, and we're gonna hear from her very shortly. We also have Felipe Boada, one of our newest member of Meeting Place, who is also on the line to support us. So now I'm gonna talk about the agenda and what we have for you today. So here's the agenda of the day. We already heard from Access. So next I'm going to go over RBC's purpose and vision, and from there I'm gonna talk a little bit about RBC's value, to get to know RBC as an organization, and then we are going to introduce RBC Meeting Place, where we work, and next we are going to get into the main presentation. I will be talking about the basics of Canadian banking system, as well as the different way you can bank with. And then Ria gonna share great tips and advice about the credit and how you can build a good credit habit in Canada, and also about how RBC can help. And of course, at the end, we're going to get into the Q&A to answer your questions. So please feel free to enter your questions here, and we're gonna get back to your questions at the end. All right, so let's get started. So before I talk about the RBC, let me also introduce myself very quickly. I came to Canada in 2008, and I truly believe in newcomers helping newcomers. And after completing my master's degree in finance from Ryerson University, I joined RBC in 2011 as a part-time client advisor role. And in the summer of 2020, I was lucky enough to join the Meeting Place as an assistant branch manager, and I really love my job, because I get the opportunity to present in the community and help others, like newcomers and youth communities. And so outside the work, I'm pretty active. I do ice skating, I do workout, play basketball and volleyball, lots of sport teams, because I like socializing with people. So now, so that was just about me personally and professionally. And now I would like to talk about RBCs. As a proud RBCer, I want to talk about RBC's purpose and value. So as you can see on the screen, RBC purpose is helping clients thrive and communities prosper. And our vision is to be among the world's most trusted and successful financial institution. So what does this mean? So if I want to break down our purpose as it highlights RBC's commitment, I would say that our purpose has inspired us to give our best every day. And when we face with challenges, it guides us in making the right decision. And we believe that we can contribute to making the world a better place. And while we have always been focused on clients and communities, we have an interest and rules that goes beyond just a financial well-being. So RBC has around 86,000 employees that we are all guided by one set of values. So first is client first. We always earn the right to be our client's first choice. So this means that we put clients' needs above our own, to build lasting relationship, listen with empathy, understand clients' needs, to offer the right advice and solution, and bring the best of RBC. So second is collaboration. We win as one RBC. We're all partners. We work together as one RBC to make sure that our clients and communities prosper. So the other one is accountability. We take our ownership for personal and collective high performance. Diversity and inclusion, which is really important for us as we embrace the diversity for innovation and growth. So we speak up for inclusion. We empower people to grow and achieve more. And I think that's why we are such a successful organization. Just same as Canada, just like a Canada that is a very successful and very attractive country to live in, because of the diversity of thoughts, experience, and people all around the world bring their own perspective. And the last but not the least is integrity. So we hold ourselves to the highest standards to build trust. All right, so that was just about the RBC that I wanted to share with you. And I would like to hand it over to Ria to introduce herself and also talk a little bit about RBC Meeting Place. Thank you, Ria, over to you.
Thank you so much, Naz. Good morning, everyone, or good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. My name is Ria Ragbeer. I am an advisor at RBC Meeting Place. I'm so pleased to be here with you and Access Employment, who enables us to reach many newcomers in this format, or the newcomers that are already here, or the newcomers that are preparing for their move to Canada. Excuse me. I wanted to share a bit of numbers with you. We are a bank, so naturally we enjoy sharing numbers. In 2019, Canada welcomed more than 341,000 new residents to Canada. So despite the challenges resulting from the pandemic, Canada also admitted 184,000 new permanent residents over the course of 2020. So in fact, immigration accounts for 100% of Canada's labor force growth. So roughly 75% of Canadians' population growth comes from immigration. And by 2036, immigrants will represent 30% of Canada's population compared to 2011, where it was just 20.7%. So I'm sharing these numbers with you just for the mere fact that we're all newcomers. So we all have been at one point, or maybe our parents were at some point as well. And Naz shared her newcomer journey with you. In 2008, I arrived in Canada eager to start my life, to build my family, and to explore this new country. And to be honest, I still feel like a newcomer because every day I learn something new about Canada and its culture. And also to this day, I still use Waze to get around Toronto. You would think I know it by now, but I don't. And at a very young age, I knew I always wanted to be in banking. And throughout university, I dabbled in software sales. I explored different roles within banking, and I even did the healthcare sector for a little bit. But throughout it all, I knew banking is where I wanted to be and where I belong. And then shortly after, when I came to Canada, I joined RBC. And it's important, you know, when you're starting your career, wherever that might be, that you seek out an organization that really shares the same vision and values as you do. So I think, you know, I've done just that by joining RBC. And I was in complete awe when RBC decided to design branches throughout Canada, especially for newcomers. And our branch is one of those branches, and I'd love to tell you how. So on our next slide, it starts with my wonderful Meeting Place team. It's a privilege to have such great colleagues that are all like-minded. Jeff and Nazanin are our branch leaders. Farah and Felipe were all, and myself were all banking advisors. And we're all here to provide the support, the guidance, the resources, the information, and the connections to the newcomer community, just to make your settlement in Canada as easy as possible in any way that we can. And it continues through our support team as well. We have an extensive support team throughout GTR, ranging from different departments, different branches in our market, and neighboring markets as well. This way, we can continuously reach more clients and communities in this virtual setting. Sometimes we lean on the industry experts for, say, for example, investment or mortgages, just to share their knowledge and their time with us too. So we are a team with different skills and expertise, but we're brought together as one RBC, as Naz shared earlier. Sharing the same values and vision as an organization, we share the same passion of wanting to pay it forward. And we're also, you know, along with our team, we also have our successes contributed with the commitment of our community partners. Like today, we with Access Employment, who's one of our key partners throughout this incredible journey. Collectively, we've nurtured the synergy amongst our community partners, our internal partners, communities, and clients for that more holistic approach. And when we opened our doors early in January 2019, we've been able to create this awareness through our events and our community involvement. Here are just the few person ones that we've had in 2019, many of which, as you can see, pictures with Access Employment here. And then in 2020, we took it a step further and we provide these literacy, financial literacy events, ranging from buying your first home in Canada, should I rent or should I buy, fraud prevention, getting and building good credit, saving for retirement, and today, facts you need to know about banking. We provide the advice on the Canadian banking system with our experiences and sometimes with the help of the industry experts. But then we also take it an additional step where we provide the advice that goes beyond banking with our HR pieces, role discovery, job search 101. We also have tax advice events. we have Brand Matters, and many, many more. So with these events, we're able to provide a deeper understanding on the banking industry in Canada, because we know it varies from country to country, but we also give the advice that goes beyond banking as well. And now over to Naz to get us started.
All right. Thank you so much, Ria, for introducing Meeting Place. I always enjoy when you talk about the Meeting Place and our team. Sounds great. So let's get to the main presentation, but we want to just start our presentation by asking you a question. So it's going to be a poll question on the screen. We want to know how many of you can get the right answer. And here's the question. What percentage of Canadian do you think were born outside Canada? So this is our poll question.
Feel free to enter it in the chat box. If you know the answer, you can just guess. We're not handing out prizes. We're not gonna say you're wrong or right. We just want to know what you guys think.
Exactly. So I'm going to also send it to the. Okay, here's our question. Again, the question is that what percentage of Canadians do you think were born outside Canada? There you go. Okay. 50%, 40%, 20, or 30%? Even if you don't know the answer, just take a guess.
Take a guess. Yeah, just take a guess.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a few more seconds. Don't Google it. You okay? Just take a guess.
I'm sure they Googled it, Naz.
All right. So, and here's the right answer. Yes, 20%. So one out of every 5 Canadians was born outside Canada. So that's 20%, right? This still is a big number. And it's actually, this shows that we are a country of newcomers and we are really proud of it. So that's why actually RBC has put a great deal of thoughts and attention into making it easier for newcomers in Canada to build a successful life here. All right. So here, like for some of you, Canada may be a totally different country, like with a different language and culture that you may not be familiar with. I have spoken with many newcomers through my work, and I always enjoy, like hearing what surprised them the most when they first arrived in the country. So about myself, like when I landed, the first things that I was really surprised with, probably same as many of you, so was the weather, because I landed in February, and you can imagine, right? I'm coming from a 4-season country, and in the middle of winter with minus 20 degree. Oh my God! So that was a big surprise. Now, even after 12 years of living in Canada, I still get surprised by the weather, especially the snowfall that we had recently. So that was really crazy. So Ria, maybe I ask you, like, if you would like to share with us, like, what surprised you the most when you just landed in Canada?
Yeah, I can share. So I think for me, it was more so all the different people here, because they always say the US is such a melting pot, but when I came here, I was more shocked of all the different cultures and the different people and the different food as well. Every culture has a restaurant, so I really enjoyed that part of it. I guess because I grew up in a southern state, so I didn't have as much different exposures as I do here in Canada, which I really love.
Exactly. That's exactly what I love about Canada. These are some of my favorite observations. Like for me, like before I came to Canada, I had never heard of a mortgage or seen so many cultures, as you said, or I never tried sushi or ice skating. But now I'm a really sushi lover, and I play ice skating, and I'm really good at it. Or something else, it could be about, other things that make me surprised. It was about the Niagara Falls, because that was another surprise, because it's even like much bigger than what I thought. So no matter where you came from, or like, I'm sure as a newcomer, you all went through lots of challenges, or if you're planning to move to Canada, so you're going to probably experience something new and unexpected. So like understanding the Canadian banking system and Canadian banking options. insurance. So we're so happy that you're joining us today. So, and we're gonna talk about like the basic of banking today, and by end of today, you're gonna get a better understanding of Canadian, the basic of Canadian banking. So let's just start with the different account types. Here, so let's talk about the basic of Canadian banking system, and I want to start with the bank accounts. So we have different bank accounts in Canada. So a checking account is meant for everyday use, and basically is the first account that you should set up. It's for your daily transactions, like your paying bills, for purchase, for interactions, for issuing checks, and much more. And a saving account is meant for money that you're not using day to day, as some savings accounts can accumulate higher interest than a checking account. And we also have different type of saving accounts. And also we have a US account, which is meant to hold the US currency within Canada. For example, I recently received $100 US check, but I didn't want to convert it to Canadian, so I directly deposited to my US account. So now we want to know how you can access your money. So there are actually many ways to access your funds. So you can use your debit card and make the purchase, for example, or you can access your money through online banking, or you can access through your ATM. You can also send money overseas with RBC through online banking, or also you can do the wire transfer. Understanding the credit and how it applies to you is very important in Canada. And today we're going to talk more about the credit, as I know you probably have so many questions about the credit. So building a good credit history in Canada is very important, because your credit history is a reflection of your ability to borrow money in Canada. So let's say if you're applying for any type of credit in the future, if you want to buy a car, or you want to buy a home, you want to apply for the mortgage, or even you want to borrow a loan to start your own business. So many different people may need to look at your credit history, including your bank, or even a potential landlord, or even a phone company. So, and since you first need to access the credit in order to build a good credit history, you may ask yourself that, like, how you can get started, right? So that's why at RBC we offer credit cards without any credit history required. So that helps you to first, start building your credit history in Canada, because you need to start from somewhere, right? And then it's, of course, it's safer than cash, and also is a convenient way to pay for your purchases, since credit cards are widely accepted everywhere across Canada. But always remember to pay your credit card bills and then any other bills on time, by the date shown on your statement. We call it due date, to maintain a good credit history. So we're going to talk more about the credit today later on, as I said. So now about the loans, line of credit, and auto financing. So there are many ways for to be financially ready for bigger purchases where you might not necessarily have all the money on hand immediately, like personal loan. So personal loan is ideal for financing a major purchase, like a car. And a line of credit, so also is for basically for having extra cash flow. I'm going to talk more about the line of credit and the loan later on. And so auto financing, which is for when you buy a car as well. So, you have two options. So you can either take out a loan, which means that you can borrow up to the amount of the purchase price and then pay it back over a specific length of time. Or you also can lease the car. So which means that you pay a monthly amount to a leasing company for a period of time, usually 1 to 5 years. And at the end of your lease agreement, so you can then either return the car to the dealer, or you also can buy the car at the price outlined on your agreement. And a mortgage. Mortgage is also a kind of personal loan, is a way to pay for home over a period of time. It's a long-term loan from the bank that uses the home as a security. And also insurance. So insurance helps you to protect you in unexpected situations, and there are several different type and kind of insurance. For example, creditor insurance that protects you in case you're incapable of meeting credit obligations on your loans, line of credit, or mortgage. We have life insurance, can provide a financial protection to the insured individual in the case of death by any causes. Disability insurance can also provide income replacement protection in the event that insured individual becomes disabled and unable to work. And also we have the critical illnesses as well. The critical illness insurance as well. But always make sure to consult with your insurance advisor to ensure that you are well informed on the product as well as its terms and conditions. Besides this kind of insurance, we also have other type of insurance in addition to the creditor insurance, including home insurance that protects you and your property against financial loss. We have car insurance that protects you in the event of an accident, and as well as travel insurance that protects you if you need medical care while traveling. So now let's talk a little bit about some of the investing plans available in Canada. So we have registered plans were designed by the government of Canada, and they provide tax incentive to encourage investing for special purposes. And non-registered plans are more flexible, and they are for funds that exceed your contribution limit for registered plans. The key is to pick the right plans types and then pick the investment to get into those plans. So now here are some of the registered plans examples that I want to just discuss more, like TFSA, GIC, RESP, and RRSP. So TFSA stands for tax-free saving account, and it is an investment account, and any money earned on the investment is not taxed. So GIC stands for Guaranteed Investment Certificate, and is a lower risk type of investment with lower risk that offers a guaranteed rate of return over a fixed period of time. So RESP stands for Registered Education Saving Plan. So this helps you put aside money dedicated to your children's education, and the federal government also top up your annual contribution by 20%, up to a maximum of $500 per child for each calendar year, to a lifetime maximum of $7,200. And also RRSP is, it stands for Registered Retirement Saving Plan, and it helps you put aside money dedicated for yourself when you retired. All right, and now on the next slide, as I said, we're going to talk more about the credit today. So as you can see on the screen, so the three most popular types of credit in Canada are credit cards. So as I said, we are going to talk more about the credit today, and I'm going to quickly touch on personal loan and line of credit. So the personal loan, as I said before, we could also call it installment loans as well, are best when you need to borrow money for a specific purpose. For example, when you want to buy a car, or for a home renovation, or you want to buy a property like a mortgage, and so the amount you borrowed must be repaid over a specific period or term according to a fixed schedule. But the line of credit is more a flexible option, and it can be used for many purposes, but mostly for having extra cash flow for rainy day or emergency situations. And payment options are very flexible as long as you pay your interest monthly. So you do not have any obligation to pay the principal based on the fixed schedule like loan. And it's very easy to access the funds up to the established credit limits. So, and it's a flexible loan structure for current and future credit needs. But always remember that all form of borrowing comes with a cost and is never free, and you always need to pay interest. And also make sure to keep your in order to keep your credit score in a good standing, you must pay back the lender, whether it's a bank, credit card company, or a car dealership. And you always pay back more than what you borrowed. So, and this is the most important rule of credit. But when it comes to the credit card, it's a little bit different, because if you pay your full balance by the due date, you won't pay interest. And here I would like to also show you a sample of RBC credit card statement that looks like this. Even if you're not with RBC, you're not RBC client, most of the bank credit statements look same. And it's really important to know how to read your credit card statement, because you're not missing the due dates and you're not paying interest. The best way is to pay your full balance off by the payment due date. But if it's not possible, and if you need to make the minimum payment only, it's fine. Just make sure you pay your minimum payment. Otherwise, it impacts your credit negatively. And if you ask what is the credit minimum payment is, I would say that is the minimum amount of the money a credit card company is willing to accept each month to keep your account in a good standing. So you will be charged interest whenever you don't pay the full balance from the previous billing cycle. For example, if your credit card statement balance is 1,000, you have to pay 1,000, the full 1,000 by due date to avoid being charged interest. Otherwise, your next credit card statement will include that interest charge applied to the unpaid amount. All right. So before I hand it over to Ria, I'm also gonna talk about, about different ways that you can bank with. So there are so many different ways you can access and manage your money. It can be through RBC or like your respective bank online banking, downloading the mobile app to your mobile device. You can using your ATMs around the country or calling our RBC 1-800 number to reach our advice call center or visiting our branches across Canada. So over the past 2 years and since COVID has started, so we've tried to minimize our face-to-face interaction to protect our clients, as the safety of our clients and of course our staff are really important at RBC. So we have different channels to connect with you. So you can book a call appointment, you can book a virtual appointment with us. And recently RBC has been introducing a new tools like remote ID verification tools and remote signature tools. As an example that we've been introducing these tools. And let's say if you just landed and need to open an account, we can help you set up your account, set up your online banking, all virtually and remotely, and you don't need to visit the branch in person. And here, there's also so many different tools and solutions to make your financial life in Canada easier to manage. And these are there are digital solutions that really can help simplify your day-to-day life. And from online banking, as I said, mobile banking, telephone support, one-on-one services, and we're all here available to support your needs every step of the day of the way. And also there are basically two main type of banking. So there's relationship banking, which involves those more complex conversation where you may want to sit down and talk to someone face to face or by telephone, like when you want to, for example, talk about the mortgage, about investment or car loan, or when you want to apply for student loan, let's say about your financial picture in general. So you need to spend time, let's say with your advisor through virtual or face-to-face meeting, so to make sure that you are getting what you needed. But we also have another type of banking. We call it transactional banking. So that's your everyday banking that you need to do in your daily life, like for example, like paying bills, transferring funds, sending money, depositing check, and paying your credit card balance, for example. But doing these daily activities can take some time if you want to do it at a branch. Like imagine how long you need to stay in the lineup to just pay your bills. But basically you really do not need to come into the branch or deal with someone face-to-face to take care of these transactions, banking activities. So you can take care of all of these and even more using digital banking solutions. And we have so many features at RBC, like we have like NAMI Fund and Save, we have NAMI Inside, we have alerts feature that you can set up for your due dates, and we also have my advisors. There's so many features, and so just let us know if you'd like to know more about this feature at the end, so we can discuss this more. And that was about my part, and without further ado, I would like to hand it over to Ria, as she has a lot to offer about the credit card. Thank you, Ria. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Naz. Today, I wanted to cover and share more about RBC and how we can help you with your banking needs, because we want to be present for our clients and our newcomers every step of the way. So we can help you with managing your day-to-day life. We can help you with building your dream home in Canada. We can also help with establishing a comfortable lifestyle that reflects your goals and values as a person. We understand that family comes first, and we're here to help you with taking care of your family as well. And lastly, we want to be there to help you plan for successful future in Canada. So how do we help with the day-to-day life? So our digital banking solutions can help you check in on your money wherever you need to. You can easily pay your bills and transfer your money, whether you're on the go or you want to do it on your mobile phone, or you're at home and working from home and you prefer to do it online. You can transfer funds, you can pay bills, you can order checks all online. So I remember when my kids were in daycare, I loved having the ease of transferring my payments to the daycare, the first of every month, because sometimes the first of every month would actually creep up on me and I would forget, and I would actually remember when I pull up at daycare and have to do the transfer. So I would do it with, just an e-transfer. And a lot of my clients, they prefer to pay their rent via e-transfers as well, because it's so quick and easy and it's guaranteed funds. The landlords are very happy about that. So, they rather have that way rather than having the task of waiting for a check to clear from their tenant's account to receive their money. With an e-transfer, it's quick and easy and the money is in their account immediately. So RBC has built an award-winning online banking solution that makes managing your money side of day-to-day life simple and very, very convenient. So really and truly, there's no need to walk into a physical location in order to take care of your money basics. But say you're ready to build that dream home, RBC will be there for you every step of the way, offering a wide range of support. You can even start your home buying journey online. Online, you can use a mortgage calculator just to find out your budget for a home. And you can even determine how much your monthly mortgage payment will be on a home that you're looking to buy. When you're further along in the home buying search, you can also apply for pre-approval, which gives you the confidence to shop for a home knowing exactly what you can afford to buy. So be aware that the pre-approval, it's conditional on verification, but it locks in the rate for you for 120 days, excuse me. This way, giving you the time to shop around, holding on to that rate just in case it increases or actually begin to rise. And Naz will actually share that link with you on the chat. And say you're ready to connect with someone, or simply, just get some advice and guidance on the whole buying process, because, buying your first home in Canada, it is your biggest investment. So you want to make sure you get all your answers, for that whole process. So even when a mortgage specialist locator, we actually have that on our website as well. So you just enter your address and the listing of a specialist in your area will populate. So our mortgage specialists, they're all mobile, so they can meet with you wherever, whenever. They can also meet with you in a virtual setting, just like today, because, it's just really, really convenient that way. And say you want to, part of living and fulfilling your lifestyle is being able to get around and enrich your life and feel free and confident in your finances. So in our next slide, we want to discuss, just the lifestyle that you can have as well. So if you're looking to buy a car, you can start by calculating your car loan payments online and determine how much you're comfortable spending on that car. You can even compare the cost of buying versus leasing and see which is the best option for you. And if you're ready to buy that car, you can ask for RBC financing at the dealership. It's very, very convenient that way as well. Many dealerships can offer car loans financed through RBC. All you have to do is just ask them, because they do the financing with the major 5 banks. And when you do, you'll be able to track your loan and your balances and your payment through your online banking as well. And you don't have to sign any paperwork at the branch. It's all done at the dealership. And if you're looking for a way to access your money for home repairs or an emergency, you can easily get in touch with one of our credit specialists, or also by calling our call center as well. We can walk you through the options available to you for that. And say you want to, start building your family. We do understand that family is very, very important for our clients. So whether it's your children or your parents or relatives, living overseas, RBC offers many digital solutions to make it easy for you to take care of your family wherever they may be. For example, you can contribute to the RESP, which is a Registered Education Savings Plan, through our online banking. You can set up a RESP-matic, which withdraws a set amount of money from your account on a regular basis and contributes that to your child's future education. It makes it easy for you to save for that post-secondary education here in Canada. And you can contribute as little as $25 a month. You can also do the international money transfer. That tool lets you send money to over 200 countries around the world. If you do so through your online banking, you can send money at any time, day or night, from the comfort of your home. If you have access to an email address on your mobile phone number, you can send money, and it's usually can be accessed by the recipient in 2 to 5 business days. And then for saving up for your future, when you're thinking about your future, it's easy to find an expert who can walk you through to build a plan for the years to come. So we do have the financial planners who will meet with you wherever and whenever that's most convenient for you. You can easily find one through our financial planning locator tool. You can browse through planners in your area, you can read their profile, you can review their credentials and their experiences as well. So your financial planner will work with you to balance your goals of today with your vision for the future. It can create security for yourself and your family to help you reach, your most important objectives in life. So if investing and saving is one of your goals, you can contribute to the TFSA, which is the tax-free savings account that Naz mentioned as well, and a GIC as soon as you arrive in Canada to start growing your savings. So once you're working and earning an income, setting up an RRSP is a great way to save for retirement. Plus, you can set up your accounts to make that automatic contributions towards your RRSP, similar to the RESP that we just mentioned. But if you're a do-it-yourself type of person and you're interested in managing your own investments, we actually have RBC Direct Investing, an award-winning online investing site, which allows you to buy and sell your own investments, set up a wide range of accounts, connect with investors, and access to research insights and experts at any time, day or night. So you can set up even a practice account where you can learn more about investing to use your own money. And now I wanted to talk about a bit more about credit. So those are the ways that RBC can help you, as I mentioned, with your day-to-day life, setting up for your family and that future that you want to have here in Canada. But just to touch on credit. So, your credit rating or your credit bureau score, it is a tool used by banks and other companies to determine how risky it is to do business with you. So it really gives us a picture of how well you manage your money because it's based on all the information pulled from all the lenders that you essentially do business with. So the better the score, the more likely you are to qualify for a loan or a mortgage that you're applying for. So if you look at it this way, your credit history is your financial reputation here in Canada. And your credit score, it is a number that's attached to your credit history. So a score is just a number assigned that shows your ability to borrow the money and then repay it later. So the higher the score, the better. In Canada, credit scores ranges from 300, which essentially means that you're just now getting started or you haven't been as responsible, and it goes all the way up to 900, as you can see. So according to TransUnion, a reputable credit agency, 650 is the average score of most Canadians. So to calculate an individual score, a specific set of rules is applied to an algorithm, which draws some assumption about the individual's spending habits and then assigns that number, which is essentially the score that you see on our screen here. So I like to think of it as, your financial report card, A being the best and F being not so good. So lenders may also use your lenders may also use your score to set a specific interest rate and credit limit. So if you have a high credit score, you may be able to get a lower interest rate on loans, which can save you a lot of money over time. So a good credit score means you can also get help to qualify for loans easier, which could mean a big savings for you because you could, be paying off lower interest rates and having a great flexible repayment plan. than someone with a low credit score and poor history. And some of you are probably thinking right now, well, I'm new to Canada. I don't have any credit history. Well, RBC has you covered. We understand that the situation, and we have special promotions in place to provide you with your first credit card in Canada without any credit history to help you start building your credit journey here. So as I mentioned, TransUnion already, but we also have Equifax, which is one of the other reputable credit agency in Canada. And credit reports are free every 12 months. And you should request your credit report once a year to make sure the information is true and accurate. Because creditors and sometimes even employers can request this report, and you want to make sure it represents who you really are. And I wanted to point out a quick 1-minute video. It's really good, and it's going to cover just our credit, how you can access your credit score for RBC clients. Thank you so much, Naz. It's such a great video that gives, just a brief summary of how to get your credit score online on our online banking. But here's a quick, just a snapshot of a few slides on that video. So as they mentioned, all you got to do is sign on to your RBC online banking. Under my services where you can view your credit score, it'll show you your TransUnion credit score, and you can see exactly where you stand. And then you can click on the credit report to see a summary of all your accounts. It's free and it's secured access. When you scroll down, you'll see that score simulator that they mentioned as well. It lets you play around by adding a credit card or a loan and increasing your limits. And you really get a sneak peek of how it does affect your score. It can increase it, it can decrease it. And as you can see, it's a lot that goes into your credit score, and there's a lot that you can do to, keep it in good standing. So on my next slide, I wanted to cover some of those basics as well. So as you can see, there's a lot that goes into your credit score, and the biggest chunk, as you can see in this pie, is your payment history and credit utilization. So those are the first big pieces of the pie there. So your payment history, if you pay your bills on time, paying it late or having your account sent to a collection agency does have that negative impact on your score. And then the utilization, sometimes called the balance to limit ratio. In other words, don't max out your credit card. Try to keep a month-to-month balance of less than 50% of your credit limit, as it does affect your score. For example, if your credit limit is 1,000, try to keep a month-to-month balance of less than 500. We do, we're suggesting this, but we do understand, that you might have a big purchase one month. So it's okay to do it occasionally, but it's just not a habit of doing it, is what we're talking about. So having a new credit application as well goes into your credit score as well. So how frequently you apply for credit affects your score. Only apply for credit you really, really need. So too many inquiries in a short period of time can sometimes be flagged as a sign of financial difficulties. It can also be seen as overextending yourself and taking on more debt that you can actually repay. So then there's credit variety. How balanced is your mix of credit? Is it a healthy credit profile? Does it have a healthy mix of accounts and loans, or is it just all credit cards? Is it all just loans? And then your account history. So having a longer account history on your credit earns you more points. So avoid closing out accounts because you may need them in the future. So good credit history is also built over time. And having too many accounts also impacts your credit as well. So having access to too much credit, like having those multiple credit cards or multiple loans, can be a warning of financial distress. It can also make it difficult for you to borrow money in the future. Even if if you aren't using a credit card, a bank will look at it and say, well, you have access to this. Why would you want another one? Why should I give you another one? And they sort of use that to gauge your financial health that way as well. And, that's essentially, we wanted to touch on credit because it does play an important factor here, in Canada. So RBC is committed to helping Canadians succeed, and we all have our goals we're all trying to achieve here. We're all trying to live our best lives while holding true to our own values. So RBC is committed to helping each and every one of you do just that by providing that safe place to deposit your money. We have put in place many policies and procedures to protect you and your money from fraud as well. From today's presentation, I hope we are able to cover, just essentially how RBC can help you and how RBC Meeting Place is here for you every step of the way. So that brings us to the end, Naz. We would love to hear from you guys, and we encourage you to enter your questions for us in the Q&A panel, and we can definitely get to them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ria, for the great presentation. You brought up so many great tips, advice about the credit, about the digital solutions, right? And as I said, RBC recently added so many great features. Just use them if you're RBC client. If not, so just ask about those features from your respective banks. And checking the credit history also is a very important thing, because that actually help you better understand your current credit position and also help you to be more aware of what the lenders may see, and also can help you detect any inaccurate or incomplete information. If there's something like any information reporting to your credit files incorrectly, so if you check it, if you find it out, so it's easily to fix it. So thank you so much, Ria, again, for the great presentation. So this takes us to the question. So I do not see any question. Feel free to enter your questions. You can use the Q&A. So let's see. So maybe Ria, do you want to just quickly talk about the alerts? I know so many most of our newcomers asking us how they can set up the alerts through their online banking or mobile banking. I know you're a fan of the alerts, and then I always put you on the spot to talk about this, if you don't mind.
Thank you, Naz. So it is a feature that you have on your online banking that can help you with that day-to-day life. You can set up, funds to be transferred from your account, for a specific date, and then you get a text message saying that, this amount came out of your account, or this amount came into your account. So it essentially alerts you when there's any activity on your account. So anything that goes in and out, you can set up your online banking to receive a text message for that. So it really, really helps, protect against fraud as well, any sort of fraudulent activity, because you can set up those to get the text message, and then say, for example, you're sitting at this event with us, and then you get a text message saying $1,000 was withdrawn at Best Buy, and you are here at the event with us, and you're not at Best Buy. So something like that. That's just an example, but it gives you that notification and lets you rest assured that your money is in place here with RBC, and you will get alerted if something were to happen. I actually do see some questions here, Naz.
Okay.
They did enter it in the Q&A. So we have one from, I just saw it. Where did it go? Oh no.
I don't see it on the Q&A actually.
It says 6, but I can't access it.
want me to read them out for you guys?
Yes,
please, 'cause I
for
don't
some
see
reason I
your
can't
name.
access it, Keisha. Thank you.
Okay, let me take a look. So there's quite a few from around 1140. Did you guys see those?
Oh,
No,
okay,
we
I actually
don't.
have it. I have one from 1143. Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
so there was the one from 1143,
I got it.
1150. Is it safe to assume then that it's better to manage my money through a credit card to build credit history instead of using a debit card for paying items?
That's a really good question. So it depends on how you want to manage your account. Like for myself, for example, it's a combination for me. So it depends on one, for example, Costco only takes debit card and MasterCard. I don't have a MasterCard. I only have a Visa card. So I can't use my Visa at Costco, which is a wholesale retailer here. And I use my debit card there. So it all depends on how you want to manage your funds and how you want to manage your day-to-day activity on your account. So the credit card, I use it for all my other purchases again, we can talk so much more about credit and credit cards, but you can choose the right credit card for you here, depending on what's important to you. For me, rewards is important for me. So I have a card that pays me rewards for every time I use it. So in my sense, I prefer to use the credit card for everything. And that way I get the rewards and then I can book travel. But like I said, there's so much we can talk about with credit card. But just to answer your question, it depends on the individual. However you want to manage your account, it's based on you. We will give you the advice. We would tell you what works for us, what works for other clients, but it's what's going to work for you at the end of the day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ria, for addressing, and it was a great question. I would like to also add to it. So if you do have an option to use the credit card, again, it depends on you, but this is a suggestion. If you do have the option to use the credit card, especially for the purchases, it's better to use the credit card for two reasons. So first, it helps you to build up your credit, because if you have a credit card and if you don't use it, so how you want to build up the credit card, right? And the second reason is that all of the credit cards comes with a feature, like some of them comes with a reward. Some of them comes with a cashback, like by any dollars you spend, you get points or you get cashback. So as you have said, you just need to make sure you choose the right card, but that's actually helps you to build up like points or cashback. This is another reason that it is better to use your credit card if you have the option of using that. Again, if you have any questions specific to your own credit cards or you would like to discuss it individually, so please feel free to reach out to us.
Awesome, thank you. And then we have another question here that says, can we get an account opened from India?
That's a great question. We have our contact information here. Feel free to contact us. We can have a chat with you and provide the options available to you for the account opening. You can definitely open an account before you arrive. You can open an account on the day you arrive as well with us virtually. But if you would want to open it before you arrive, we would connect you to our colleagues that can do so immediately. So feel free to connect with